Okay, so let's dive right into this. If I say the words CRM data hygiene, you're probably instantly picturing some incredibly boring, tedious IT chore, right? Maybe an intern sitting in a basement somewhere manually fixing spreadsheets for the entire summer. But today we are going to completely flip that idea on its head. I recently used AI to clean up business CRMs, and let me tell you, we're actually looking at a massive, multi-million-dollar revenue leak that is just hiding in plain sight inside almost every single business. In this explainer, we're going to see exactly why companies are paying absolute top dollar for this. We'll break down the AI workflow, the exact tools used, and how this is being packaged up as a highly lucrative service.
To really understand the stakes here, we have to look at the numbers. And honestly, at the individual company level, it is staggering. Research shows that poor CRM data cost the average enterprise $15 million every single year. $15 million! That is money literally vanishing into thin air through lost deals, completely wasted marketing spend, and broken automated workflows. I mean, think about it. When an AI sales agent sends a highly personalized email to the exact wrong person because of a mismatched job title, that doesn't just fail, it actively damages the brand's reputation.
And when we zoom out to the macroeconomic scale, it gets even wilder. Across U.S. businesses, bad data is responsible for an estimated $3.1 trillion in annual losses. Trillion with a T. This is a widespread, totally systemic issue. Whether we're talking about a tiny B2B SaaS startup or a massive global logistics enterprise, dirty data is basically a universal tax on their revenue. And really, this is exactly why packaging data cleanup as an automated AI service has become such a massive golden opportunity for anyone who knows how to set it up.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, the dirty data problem. Second, why manual methods are failing. Third, the actual AI cleaning workflow. Fourth, real-world business ROI. And finally, ethics and future governance.
Section 1. The dirty data problem and why CRMs decay. Here's the fundamental issue. Data decays a lot faster than humans can clean it. In fact, research shows that unmaintained CRM data degrades at an average rate of 30% per year. Think about that for a second. People change jobs, companies rebrand, email addresses bounce. If you're relying on some manual cleanup project every quarter, you are fundamentally always going to be behind the 8 ball.
It really is like a giant, endless tug of war. On one side, you desperately need data completeness and accuracy, but on the other side, you're constantly battling everyday human factors. Every single week, sales reps are hastily typing in new contacts. Web forms are letting users input whatever random formatting they feel like. Integrations are pulling in data from 3 different places in completely different formats. Sure, one dirty record is fine, but 10,000? That makes a CRM practically useless. It gets to the point where sales reps end up wasting about 30% of their time just fighting with data quality issues instead of, actually selling.
Section 2. Why manual cleaning fails? Basically, bailing water out of a leaky boat.
The old-school traditional way to cleanse data relies on point-in-time cleanups. You export all your messy data, hand it over to an agency or that summer intern, and a few weeks later, they hand you back a pristine, clean file. Awesome, right? Well, no, because the very second you re-import that clean file into the CRM, your data starts rotting all over again. Modern AI tools are completely different because they create a continuous pipeline. They plug directly into platforms like Salesforce or HubSpot, and they evaluate and standardize every single new record the absolute second it enters the system.
Section 3. The AI cleaning workflow. The tools and technology making this happen.
A massive cornerstone of this entire AI process is something called fuzzy matching. Now, older, rule-based systems were super rigid. If it wasn't an exact match, it missed it. But advanced algorithms, we're talking about things like Levenshtein distance or Jarrow-Winkler, these can catch the incredibly tricky duplicates that humans totally miss. It actually understands that IBM and International Business Machines are the exact same company. It can even catch phonetic similarities, like names that sound identical but are spelled completely differently. By combining these advanced algorithms, systems outperform the old single-rule methods by over 37%. It's a real game changer.
Then we have natural language processing, or NLP, which is basically the secret weapon for standardizing all this mess. Let's look at job titles for a second. The research actually notes that a typical enterprise database can have over 52,000 unique variations of job titles. You've got VP Sales, lowercase VP, Sales, Vice President of Sales, you name it. Modern NLP models swoop in and compress those 52,000 messy variations down into about 2,100 beautifully clean, normalized titles, maintaining over 84% semantic accuracy.
Now, if you are a beginner looking to understand how to actually build and package this as a service, here is your exact 5-step blueprint
usually driven by large language models like OpenAI's Codex or Salesforce's Einstein GPT. Step 1, you extract and ingest the CRM data. Step 2, machine learning anomaly detection flags the weird outliers, like a phone number that has too many digits. Step 3, NLP standardizes the unstructured text, fixing those messy job titles. Step 4, fuzzy matching handles the deduplication. And Step 5, you set this entire pipeline to run continuously as a background cron job. Just set it and let it clean.
But obviously, we can't let AI run totally wild with critical business data, right? So, to make safe decisions, the AI actually categorizes the entries. When the data runs through machine learning models, like a random forest classifier, it sets up a brilliant triage system. Exact matches? Boom, auto-merged immediately, duplicates eliminated safely. But what about partial or potential matches? The system doesn't just guess and hope for the best. Instead, it queues those tricky ones up for a human to review. Because of this workflow, you hit an incredibly high F-score, a 0.96 for accuracy. It is heavily automated, but it keeps a human in the loop for those weird edge cases.
Section 4. Real-world business ROI. Plugging the leak.
So, what does this actually do for a business? Well, before AI implementation, the average error rate in customer records hovers at nearly 30%. But get this, within just 6 months of turning on an intelligent data management system, that error rate plummets down to 6.3%. That is a staggering 78% reduction in basic data errors. Suddenly, your sales reps aren't chasing dead leads anymore, and your marketing team's emails aren't bouncing back into the void.
Let's break down the hard metrics. Because if you're offering this as a service, these are the numbers that actually sell it. Implementing this pipeline drops duplicate rates from an industry average of 18.7%, and in some case studies as high as 23%, all the way down to just 2%. It cuts the manual time spent on data management by over 72%. Financially, the average organization achieves full cost recovery in under 15 months, leading to an average 3-year ROI of 421%. So again, you are literally selling a system that pays for itself by plugging a massive leak.
It really boils down to this one crucial realization. CRM hygiene is an automation problem, not a manual labor problem. By letting AI do all the heavy lifting of deduplication, formatting, and gap filling, you finally free up those sales representatives to do what they actually do best, which is build relationships and close deals.
Section 5. Future of AI governance. Ethics and necessary guardrails.
Now, we have to be real here. AI is not magic. It definitely still has constraints. Currently, models struggle a bit more with highly unstructured, multi-contextual data compared to nice, clean, structured fields. There are also multi-language limitations, where processing non-English text can see a noticeable drop in accuracy. Then there's the whole black box challenge. Stakeholders get pretty nervous if they can't easily explain exactly why an AI decided to merge 2 massive million-dollar client accounts. And of course, data privacy compliance, like GDPR, requires incredibly strict data minimization principles. This is exactly why doing continuous audits and keeping that human-in-the-loop review process we talked about is absolutely critical. You can't just set this up and completely walk away.
Which leaves us with this final, really important question to consider. As enterprise data volumes continue to absolutely explode, doing nothing is just no longer an option. So will your CRM remain an untamed $15 million liability that just drains your sales team's energy? Or will you leverage AI automation to clean it up, enrich it, and turn it into your company's most powerful strategic asset? I highly encourage you to think about how your own organization's data flows today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it gave you a really clear, actionable look at the incredible, lucrative potential of AI data hygiene.